There is no such thing as a biblical literalist. Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and I count at least 3 reasons you cannot have biblical literalism. The first is that the text of the Bible as a text has no inherent meaning. Meaning is generated through a process of negotiation as readers engage the text in specific circumstances. And those readers and their specific circumstances are almost always going to take priority in that negotiation. The text is going to be leveraged as the authority for whatever reading is negotiated, but the text is pretty much never going to dictate precisely what comes out of the end of that negotiation, and particularly if doing so would compromise the interests or the power structures of the readers in their circumstances. Second reason is that the text is not univocal. It is inconsistent. It frequently contradicts itself. And so in that process of negotiation, the text is going to be smoothed out so that it is something that is livable by actual people operating in time and space. And that means that certain things in the text are going to be centered and prioritized, and other things in the text are going to be marginalized, suppressed, reinterpreted, or outright ignored. And whether people want to acknowledge that or not, everyone who approaches the Bible as an authoritative text has rejected, marginalized, suppressed, ignored parts of the text that are uncomfortable to them and their traditions and their needs and exigencies. The third reason is that the text is phenomenally outdated. There are numerous parts of the text that are not meaningful or useful to us today, which means that in that negotiation there are lots of things that we have jettisoned. Many of these things were jettisoned long ago, and people have had a long time to come up with ways to rationalize to themselves why it's perfectly okay or even required that they reject certain parts of the text, even parts of the text that are consistent throughout, such as the endorsement of slavery, such as the normativity of polygamy, and things like that. We come up with ways to make ourselves okay with having ignored those things, but that's really all that is. Us deciding that we're the authority and we're going to come up with ways to be happy with our negotiation of the biblical text. So there is no biblical literalism. There is literalism regarding tradition, literalism regarding how we structure power and values within and between groups. There is literalism regarding the needs and interests of our identity politics, but there is no such thing as biblical literalism.